Welcome back to our explainer on the epic of Lord Devnarayan. We are diving right into part 2. Get ready, because today we're stepping back into a mystical world where the divine literally walks among mortals, but disguised as just a humble cowherd. It is an absolutely incredible story. So let's pick up exactly where we left off. Our story begins with a journey. Devnarayan has spent the first 18 years of his life living a peaceful existence at his maternal home in Malwa. But now, destiny is calling. He heads out for his ancestral village of Gotha. His very first major stop brings him to the lush, life-giving banks of the Shipra River, right in the heart of the kingdom of Dar Nagari. I mean, it's basically the perfect spot to set up camp for his cattle, right? But here's the thing about a divine presence: it rarely goes unnoticed for long. The heavens are literally watching. Looking down from above, goddess Parvati is super intrigued. She sees an aura on this guy that is anything but simple. Naturally, she has to ask, who exactly is this mysterious cowherd wandering through the forest? And honestly, that one question sets the stage for everything that comes next. Well, Lord Shiva steps right in with a pretty massive revelation. He tells Parvati that the traveler down there isn't just some guy. He's Lord Devnarayan, a supreme divine incarnation born to Mata Sadu. He's not wandering aimlessly. He's actually taken human form to fulfill a grand cosmic purpose on Earth. But, even with Shiva's word, goddess Parvati decides she wants to test this avatar's true power, and she goes big. She orchestrates a massive celestial test by ordering a fearsome, hidden demon to dry up the flowing waters of the Shipra River. Just like that, the lush environment is thrown into total chaos. A sudden, deadly drought grips the forest, and it seriously threatens the survival of Devnarayan's beloved herd of cows, not to mention all the surrounding wildlife. Things escalate so fast. The demon completely blocks the river. The innocent cows and wildlife start crying out in agonizing thirst. But Devnarayan, he doesn't panic. With absolute divine force, he strikes the earth with his spear, his pala. The impact is so powerful, it literally breaches the underworld. In an instant, the waters of the Shipra forcibly rush back, and the demon is just completely overwhelmed and surrenders. Now, this is the part where you'd probably expect the hero to just slay the monster and move on, right? But instead, when the defeated demon Kalyug falls to his knees and begs for his life, Devnarayan does something really surprising. He shows divine mercy. Instead of destroying him, he chooses transformation. He tasks Kalyug to become a protector, to guard the lands and the gates. So the river flows freely again, the forest is saved, and this huge, terrifying threat suddenly becomes a loyal, divine bouncer. How cool is that? Meanwhile, over in the grand palace of Dar Nagari, there's a completely different kind of suffering going on. We meet Princess Pipal Bay, the daughter of King Jai Singh. Despite all her royal wealth, she's living a life of physical agony and absolute darkness. She is entirely blind and plagued by a terrible disease. But she hears rumors of this miraculous cowherd in the forest, and she decides to seek him out as her absolute last hope. What happens next is just stunning. Devnarayan doesn't demand some huge royal reward or grand offerings. He just acts out of pure compassion. In an instant, Pipalday's vision is completely restored, and her afflicted body is instantly healed. The story says she was shining beautifully like pure gold, or Kanchan. It is an incredibly powerful, totally life-altering moment for her. As you can imagine, news of this absolute miracle travels fast. Overwhelmed by joy and gratitude, King Jai Singh himself rides out to the forest to meet Devnarayan. The king has just witnessed the impossible, and he realizes this isn't just a humble cowherd. This is a supreme being. To show his immense gratitude, the king decides to make the absolute highest offering he possibly can. King Jai Singh makes a massive royal proposal. He declares his intent to offer his newly healed daughter's hand in marriage to Devnarayan. He is just so eager to perform the Kanyadan, the sacred giving away of the bride. The king is desperate to align his earthly royal lineage with this undeniable divine power standing right in front of him in the forest. But listen to Devnarayan's response here. It's wild. He insists, "I am but a traveler, a cowherd of the Kalyug, an age of vice and darkness. I am not worthy of a royal princess." It's such a profound moment of humility. He just performed a literal godly miracle, yet he paints himself as just a wandering gwal at the bottom of the social ladder. He's reminding the king that in the eyes of society, a royal princess simply doesn't marry a humble cowherd. Eventually, though, fate, And the strong urging of his mother, Sadu, prevails, and Devnarayan accepts the proposal. And guys, when the big day arrives, the humble cowherd finally drops the facade. Out of thin air, he conjures this massive, divine, Ayodhya-like palace right there in the forest for the ceremony. And it's not just humans showing up. Deities like Lord Ganesh, Shiva, and Vishnu actually descend to participate. They complete the 4 sacred pharaohs, circling the holy fire, and seal a truly celestial marriage. With the grand celebrations officially wrapped up, the narrative shifts gears again. Devnarayan and his new bride, Princess Peepalde, pack up their camp. They say their goodbyes to King Jaising, leave the kingdom of Dharnagari, and hit the open road to continue their epic journey homeward toward Gotha. But hey, the miracles certainly don't stop just because they're traveling. All along the road, Devnarayan's divine compassion touches pretty much everyone they meet. He instantly cures a severely sick man named Gongo, basically pulling him back from the brink. He meets the local Bil tribes, who were traditionally marginalized forest dwellers, and blesses them with water and vital resources. He promises divine protection to anyone who serves faithfully. He really proves that his grace extends to absolutely everyone, no matter their societal status. So, eventually, their path leads them toward the lands of Chittor. And this is where the story takes a sudden, incredibly dramatic turn. Devnarayan's group arrives near a village cremation ground, and there's just a heavy, dark sorrow in the air. An entire Banya family, and actually the whole village, is gathered around, weeping uncontrollably. They are mourning a beloved young man who has just passed away. Devnarayan halts his majestic procession right at the edge of the cremation ground and takes in all this immense grief. The villagers are right in the middle of preparing the final rites, and it brings up a huge, pulse-pounding question. Can the divine actually reverse death itself? I mean, healing a disease is one thing, but overturning mortality? That is the absolute ultimate test of supreme power. Devnarayan steps forward and tells them to stop the mourning. He flat out refuses to accept the finality of this death. Looking directly at the deceased boy, he utters this breathtaking command: "Wake up and leave your sleep. Remember the name of God." He speaks to the youth not like someone who is gone forever, but like someone who is just lost in a deep sleep, literally calling his soul back to the earthly plane. And then, the absolutely impossible happens. The boy stirs. He opens his eyes, and he actually rises from the funeral pyre. The emotional impact of this is just staggering. The village's deep, paralyzing sorrow turns into total, trembling shock in an instant. Suddenly, the air is filled with joyous chants of the divine name. Just look at the ripple effects of this profound event. The boy's mother is completely overwhelmed. She falls at Devnarayan's feet and asks for blessings to ensure her son remains youthful and her family prospers. Devnarayan just gives a warm smile and grants it. The entire village bows in absolute reverence. Through this one ultimate miracle over death itself, Devnarayan's identity goes from a rumor to being undeniably solidified as a supreme savior. And honestly, this brings into focus exactly why this story still survives today. The source material leaves us with a powerful directive: bow your head at his feet and sing his praises. This isn't just an old story from the past. It's a vibrant oral tradition that's been passed down through generations. It is a living, breathing testament to cultural devotion. It constantly reminds listeners of the incredible things that happen when the divine walks the earth. Which brings us to the end of our explainer. We've watched a supreme being act as a humble cowherd, heal the sick, show unexpected mercy to demons, and even conquer death. So I want to leave you with this final thought. How does the legend of Devnarayan inspire us to find the divine in humility and compassion today? It's a timeless moral lesson, really worth pondering. Thanks so much for joining me on this incredible journey. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.